terrorism down. Manda! Thank you very much, fighters, members of the media. Now, mine is very simple. I'm here to introduce a ground force. I'm here to introduce a leader. I'm here to introduce the leader and the commander-in-chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters, President Julius Malema. Comrade President.
Amandla. Amandla. Viva EFF, viva. Down with racism, down. Down with racism, down. Down with imperialism, down. Down with imperialism, down. Thank you very much, Secretary General, the Treasurer General, Commissars, the Koza family. I'm happy to be here today in solidarity with our brothers and sisters all over the world, more in particular in the imperialist USA, led by a murderer, Donald Trump. We are standing here in front of the offices of murderers who think they've got power to tell us how we should conduct ourselves. Even this morning, when we came in here peacefully and we wanted to kneel in front of the offices of these murderers, a white racist, a lookalike of Donald Trump, was trying to stop us from kneeling in our own country. That's how much arrogant they are. That's how white supremacists behave. They think they control how you breathe, how you walk, how you say things, and if it's not in line with what they want, they will now crush you. We want to say to all our brothers and sisters all over the world, we are with you. But the treatment of black people with dignity must start here in Africa, by us Africans treating each other with respect. We have a responsibility to teach the whole world that Africans and blacks in general are not subhuman. They are full human beings. And therefore, you cannot be behind Black Lives Matters and still see an opportunity to destroy another black person. Anyone who instructed the killing of black people in Marikana has got no leg to stand on when it comes to Black Lives Matters. Because a black life does not matter when it is a white person killing a black person. Even when a black person wears, the authorities kill another black person, the life of a black person still matters too. Therefore, Ramaphosa has got no leg to even pretend that he cares about the lives of black people. Those American police saw Ramaphosa instructing South African police to kill black people. Then they knew that if African authorities have got no regard for a black life, why should we respect it? When people are killed in Zimbabwe, in DRC, in Nigeria, by their own governments, when they stand up to protest, when they stand up to say, you can't be a president forever, they get killed for raising legitimate demands. And therefore, you are teaching the world that there is no value for a black life. You cannot kill people for telling the truth, because what should be respected at all times is the truth. It doesn't matter who says the truth. When you kill Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, Nigerians, Somalians here in South Africa and calling them Makwere and calling them all sorts of names. Today you hold a placard and say Black Lives Matters when you support the killing of your own fellow black brothers and sisters here in South Africa, and have some useless hashtag on social media, put South Africa first. That is a narrow nationalism, because the problem of black people is not a problem of South Africa. A black man is hated everywhere, be it in China, be it in France, be it everywhere. You cannot say South Africa first. We must say black first and defend the black lives everywhere, including here in South Africa. Let us treat black life with respect and dignity. We will never be respected if we suffer from self-hate. Because the reality of the situation is that you don't respect yourself. Because if you loved this face, this black face, when you are about to burn a Zimbabwean and seeing the tears of a black African fellow crying for his or her life, you will see yourself and stop it immediately. It is not a problem of Zimbabwe. It is not a problem of Nigeria. It is a problem of self-hate. We must begin to love ourselves. Then we will never have a problem anyway. It cannot be correct that you want people to treat your family with respect, but you have no regard for your family. Every opportunity you get, you embarrass your wife in front of people. Every opportunity you get, instead of buying food, you buy alcohol. When you are drunk, go home and cause trouble in the family. Tomorrow, when neighbors have got no regard for your own family, you want to cry and say, this neighborhood has got no respect for my family. It is how you treated your family. So, charity begins at home. The hatred of a black skin must stop here in South Africa and all over Africa. I was listening to some nonsensical news of Botswana where they were saying, no, there is certain sectors of the economy which will be given to people of Botswana only. Instead of saying these sectors will be given to black Africans, because there is no Botswana, there is no Swaziland, there is no Lesotho. We are one family. They went to meet and took a decision to divide us and imposed borders on us because they are threatened by African unity. So we must not buy into the story of existence of Botswana, of Lesotho, because all these borders are an imagination. You come and say Black Lives Matter, but you support the border. You don't like imperialism, you don't like colonialism, but you support the border. The border was created by colonizers. The border was created by the imperialists. Yet you claim to be progressive and you stand up in the morning without land, without jobs, on a free data. South Africa first. A country without a name. South Africa belongs to the continent of Africa. We are nothing without this continent. We must liberate the continent economically so that all of us can exist without fighting for crumbs. Because if we don't get economic freedom, this fighting over small things will never stop. So we must get the land, we must get our mines, we must get our banks, we must get our insurance companies, we must have our own cars produced here in Africa. The cell phones, the toothpick must be produced here, because we are producing nothing here in South Africa. So the first thing first, for these white men who are stopping us from kneeling in our own country to respect us. This Majingilano of a white person, a mere security guard, by virtue of being white, he thinks he's superior than even parliamentarians. He thinks the color of his skin gives him more power, because he has got no regard for African black leadership. For him to respect us, we must own the land. So that when we walk in there, he knows the landlord has arrived. And the landlord you shall respect, because this is our land. But they know that we are landless. They know that we own nothing. They control the means of production. And no one respects people who do not own. Hence, the treatment of black people in USA. Can you imagine France marching and saying Black Lives Matter in France, where the reserve banks of other African countries are still being controlled from there? They are still flying every morning into some of the African countries, bread every morning, controlling the smallest opportunities, economic opportunities in those countries. Today, they want to stand with us and say to us, Black Lives Matter. We know in the EFF that Black Lives Matter, and it doesn't mean other lives do not matter. There is only one house burning, and we'll all pay attention to that house. It doesn't mean other houses are not important. They too are important, but this house is the one that is burning. So, when they killed Mr. Khoza in Alexander, the soldiers, we moved in, and we are telling you this story today reluctantly, because we never wanted to tell this story. Like many other stories that we execute in the EFF, genuinely without making noise. We moved into the family. We said to them, here are the lawyers who are going to work with you to fight this government that killed a black man. We went to court, we won the cost of the funeral and medical costs. We are now proceeding to sue government. Leave that report of the military which says the soldiers are not at fault. It's friends trying to please each other. We will meet them in a neutral court of law. They will pay this widow, they will pay this family, they will pay the children. Everyone who was hurt by the nonsensical act of the military will be paid. We have assembled the best legal minds in South Africa quietly to help this family. We have also buried Khoza ourselves. We paid for the mortuary. We removed the body from here to go and be buried at home. We were supporting this family. We are not with them today because there is a hashtag Black Lives Matter. In the EFF, since we were formed, Black Lives Matters every day. Where we see an injustice, we move in there. Someone was saying, why is the EFF going to picket about issues of America? What about Khoza? free Wi-Fi. That's a problem. Limited information. We cannot be competing with fools who thrives on hashtag so-and-so must fall. And worse, those falling are black people in the main. There's never been a hashtag that said Rupert must fall. There's never been a hashtag that said the Oppenheimers must fall. They've never had a hashtag that says the Minel family must fall. All those who stole our minerals must fall. There is no such hashtag. Those who suffer from self-hate, every morning they target a black face, it must fall. This EFF is going to Pretoria. What about Kozaye? You are forcing us to tell you things that we don't want to talk about. Because when we help genuinely, we shouldn't even take pictures. We must help, and we must be satisfied with the fact that there is a family or a person who knows that they are people who are sympathetic and who are with us during these difficult times. Black people, the black unity is very important. They will only respect us if we have unity of purpose. It is not only whites in South Africa who are racist. The Indians too are racist and don't treat our people with respect. In the continent of Africa, it's not only whites and Indians, even the Chinese have moved into our country, into our continent. They want to be the new colonizers. They are even teaching our children their own language in our own continent, yet they do not learn our own languages if they want to come and trade in Africa. So they must know, Chinese, the Indians must know that the black unity will teach them how to respect fellow human beings. We don't want a world of beasts as human beings, not as female, not as male, not as black, not as white. Black Lives Matter. You're carrying a placard, you are doing a hashtag Black Lives Matter, but you just abused your own wife at home, yet you claim to be with a black life. That woman you are abusing is an African woman who goes through and goes through worse than what men are going through. 3 times than all of us. Because one, that person is a woman. 2, that person is a working class. They have no respect for working class. 3, that person is black. Because of these 3 things, they don't see the need to respect that person. If you respect Black Lives Matter, you are going to start with your own wife, with your own partner, with your own children that you have abandoned and you are not supporting. You are drowning in alcohol and becoming a blesser, yet your black children are hobos. Before you tell us Black Lives Matter, take care of your children so that there are few black African hobos on the streets of Pretoria. They can only be eliminated by self-love. The black life can't matter in America, it can't matter here before the offices of imperialism, but when you arrive at home, you have no regard for a black life. Black life matters everywhere. If you are a cashier in a shop and you are serving a black person, give that black person the same smile you give to white people. Show a true love. If you are a lawyer and you are representing a black life, do everything in your power to save that life. If you are a doctor, respect the black life. Everywhere, black men, you find yourself serving and serving black people, start serving them with respect, start serving them with dignity. It starts with you. Let's not wait for some useless government to show love and respect to black people. We must start loving ourselves. Comrades, we want to say our only wish as the EFF is to see the unity of Africa. Once this continent is one, everywhere you go in the world, they will respect you. Respect the work of Africans. But if there is no unity in this continent, there will never be respect of black people anywhere. Now, somebody says Nigerians are committing crime and selling drugs in South Africa. If there are Nigerians who are selling drugs, let us not label them Nigerians. They are criminals. They must be arrested because they are criminals. We must make sure that anyone who destroys a black life, Nigerian or no Nigerian, that person deserves no place amongst black people. We must take them inside prison. They must rot in jail. We must fight crime everywhere. This Sunnyside, it's a suburb belonging to all of us. Now, if Nigerians or Zimbabweans, whoever is selling drugs there, and you know they are selling drugs there, and police are not doing anything because they are in the pocket of drug dealers, stop blaming a nationality. Let's deal with the fact. Sometimes it's important to take it upon ourselves as citizens of Sunnyside and confront a criminal. And sometimes it's important to give us names of police who are taking money of drug lords in Sunnyside. Because more Sunnyside about le mo le polisa li ja chocho ya batho ba di drugs ja Sunnyside. Of the police who are working with drug dealers. Don't paint all our men and women in uniform with the same brush. Let us isolate the corrupt police and decisively deal with that criminal. Because a policeman who connive with the drug lord, with a rapist, with those who are trafficking our girls, you know as a policeman and you keep quiet because they give you money. Let's tell you, your daughter is next. You must stop it before it even arrives in your family to affect you personally. The crime of Sunnyside must be fought, and only the fearless EFF can fight the crime of Sunnyside. If there is a flats here which are known for selling stolen goods, for selling drugs, where is the EFF program on anti-crime? That day we must go to Sunnyside police station, tell the station commander, you are releasing men and women in uniform. We are going to raid that place. If you are not going to raid it, we will do it, and you know what's going to. So if you want it to be done peacefully, we are going to accompany you. You will enter, will remain outside. But we know they are stolen goods in this flat. So let us not accuse our own brothers and sisters of crime because we are shifting blame. We are refusing to take responsibility as authorities of South Africa. A criminal is a criminal. Let's go and conduct research in prisons and check how many Nigerians are there, how many Zimbabweans are there. It is not those people, it is our sisters, it is our own brothers in South Africa who are raping our women, who are killing our own children. They are there in prison. So, let us not shift the blame. Let us take responsibility and start confronting crime for what it is. I'm not going to say a Nigerian sells drugs. No, a drug lord sells drugs. And that drug lord must be arrested. I don't care whether they are white, whether they are Chinese, Indians, or black, or Africans. The drugs must be dealt with, and dealt with decisively. Comrades, the day we start calling things by their rightful names, that is the day we'll start dealing with problems. It is this white supremacists who say to you, you are not working. Zimbabweans have taken the jobs. But Zimbabweans are gardeners. Zimbabweans are working as maids inside houses. Hey, you are a qualified teacher. You are a qualified nurse. They are not there, those qualified nurses of Zimbabwe. Let them create jobs for you and stop telling you that Zimbabweans have taken jobs. Zimbabweans are working in the fields, in the farms. What are you going to do in the field, in the farms with your gown? You are not looking for a job there. Zimbabweans have taken jobs in the restaurants. Is that what you want to do as a graduate? Instead of questioning why you are told Zimbabweans have taken jobs, which jobs? Because I'm a teacher. I am a qualified teacher. I want to teach. Show me statistics that says there are 35% Zimbabwean teachers in South Africa. Then I'll join the struggle. There is no such a thing. They are not there. They are in restaurants. You don't want to go into a restaurant. You have gone to the school, rightfully so. Why should you go into the restaurant? Get the job you have gone to the school for. You are being misled. It is the same white supremacist who said to you, Cyril Ramaphosa is going to be the best president. Look at the mess we have now. Because they control your thinking. I mean, they tell you through newspapers who is a better black. You know why they like Cyril Ramaphosa? He was adopted by a white family called Minel family. A lot of people don't know where Cyril got the accent from, because he went to school in Shawela and went briefly into Venda and went to Teflio. Where did Cyril get the accent from? He's an adopted child of the Minel family. He grew up respecting whiteness. He grew up worshipping whiteness. It is Cyril Ramaphosa who took Mandela right from prison into the Minel family. Mandela had a house in the Minel family. The Minel family is one of the richest families in South Africa. This bastard called Cyril sold this country even before he became president by selling out a proper radical Nelson Mandela. The first speech Mandela gave after prison, he said we are going to nationalize, until Cyril took him to Minel family. And he said, hey, it's not going to work. Abandoned a radical program that he existed for since the formation of the Youth League. What went wrong? What happened to a radical Nelson Mandela right at the door of prison. When he got out, the Minel family captured him through Cyril. Cyril was pushing people, literally taking Mandela to the Minel's house. That's where Mandela had night meetings, day in, day out, with the big captains of the industry in the Minel family, the family that adopted Cyril Ramaphosa and gave Ramaphosa the accent. He got it from the Minel family. So, we must never, not even for a second, think that Cyril is our solution. It will never be. We must know him for who he is. He loves whiteness more than black people. Now he opened the economy. After we want him that do not open the economy, it's still early. A lot of people are going to die. In Skukuni, in Limpopo, the whole region of Skukuni was zero in terms of COVID-19. They had not tested positive, not even a single person. But the day they opened the mine, today, Skukuni is the biggest in terms of COVID-19 in Limpopo. In Westland, where the acting chairperson of Gauteng comes from, it was not the epicenter in terms of COVID-19. After they opened the mines, Westland is one region you must avoid. That's why when I saw this acting chairperson of Gauteng, I greeted from a distance, hello, there, stand there. I don't want problems. Because their president opened the economy, he opened the mines, people are going to die. A lot of people are going to die. So, you must know that for Cyril, money and life, what comes first is money. You don't need evidence. Ask the widows of Marikana. He finished their husbands who were demanding a living wage because he wanted to maximize on profit. That you have taken a billionaire and made it a president, and when a billionaire continues to chase money, you are crying. South Africa, you get a president you deserve. Shuwe Ramaphosa, it's your man. He's going to finish all of you. Even after we told you that you cannot elect a man who finished our people in Marikana, you didn't listen. He's now coming for you. He's now coming after our children. Our kids must go to school from today. Which school? Because there are no schools. Those things are worse than prisons. Prisons are much more cleaner, extremely cleaner than our own schools. The clubs, Club Taboo there in Sandton, a club, a place of alcohol, is more cleaner than our schools. In a club in Sandton, when you get into a toilet, once you finish your business, you go out. Before another person comes in, someone goes in there to clean and then allow you to go inside. There is no such a thing with our schools. Today, they said, we have done deep cleaning, we have done deep cleaning. Fine. They went to school today. After school, go there and see the toilets. The African schools in townships and rural areas, they don't have the basic thing called basin. When you finish in the toilet, you must wash your hands somewhere. No. The tap is only one. and is in between classes. You have to move from that toilet, take a trip to go and wash hands there. In between the toilet and the tap, you come across other people. Yet, we are told we can only survive this killer disease if we practice high hygiene. It will never happen. In black schools, it is not going to happen. Not only for our children, but even our teachers. It will happen in private schools. COVID-19 or no COVID-19, their classes don't have problem of space. Imagine a government that doesn't plan for West. Today, we are in a crisis. We don't know how we can continue to educate our children. But a proper planning government, you plan for the good and the West. Even dysfunctional marriages are better than this thing of government. Because we knew when we did the I do, or there's going to be the West, and we committed to be together in the West. This government is not with us in the West. But when we are in trouble, they don't care about us. So, this government is not a government of black people. It's a government that supports an imperialist agenda which has got no respect for our people. So, comrades, let's go and work the ground. The issue of black life is not a 21st birthday party. It's not an event. It's an everyday job of every revolutionary in Africa. You ought to educate everywhere you are about the importance of self-love, about the importance of respecting the black skin. There's nothing we've done. The only crime we committed is by being black. That's how we offended them. Even with their knees on our neck, we still do better than them. Can you imagine if they remove their knees on our neck? We will be better than America. The day they remove their knee on the neck of African continent, Africa will be better than America, because we don't want to be like America. We cannot take America as a role model. We want a better continent, better than USA, better than China, better than Europe, better than Russia. They must all come and learn here how we respect one another. We don't want to be like Trump. Trump is going to win again, by the way, because he represents what that white boy represents there. The white supremacy, the white arrogance. That's how they feel. And when he says, let's make America great again, when he says America first, how different are you from Trump when you say South Africa first? No South Africa first. Africa first. Black people first. African people first. If we are going to lose election because of that, let us lose election for loving our continent, for loving our own people. Africans must know we will die next to them. Africans must know that we've got their back. They must never doubt us. In the EFF and in South Africa, it is just some few elements who are led by the ANC on anti-African program, but we will defeat them. And the day we take over this country, this will be a beautiful home for all Africans and the people of the world, because we want a country where we respect the human race and not color. That day is coming. That is the day the white man, the white woman in South Africa will realize they were wrong about the EFF, because we are not going to take from them and give to blacks. We are going to take from them and give to all. Why do you want to eat alone? We're taking your plate, white man, and not give it to a black person, but put it at the center of the table so that everyone can have access. We are not anti-white. We don't have to explain ourselves to white people. We owe them no explanation. We are fighting for the oppressed. And when you fight for the oppressed, it doesn't mean you hate other people. The oppressed are black people. There's only one house burning, and that's where we are paying attention. Don't divide our attention. Therefore, all of us, including the white minority, should be taking a stand. They benefited from apartheid for a very long time because they were fearing the unknown. They thought when a black man takes over government, is going to cut their throat. A black man took over government, they are still in charge. Why are you still scared? For what? We don't know violence. African people are not violent people. The imperialism is violent. Racism is violent. Capitalism is violent. They thrive on violence. They kill people in order to access diamond in DRC. They don't want a stable government. They want a violent government because they survive through violence. We never committed a white genocide, but they committed black genocide. We never killed children of white people. In 1976, they killed the children of black people. That's why they are always scared, because you can only be scared of something that you know. We don't know violence. We don't want violence. We never invaded anyone's land. All over the world, you came here and come and trouble us, killed our ancestors, took our land by force. We never went anywhere. You have never heard of a history where they say Africa has invaded a country in Europe, but they always come here with violence. And when we respond to violence, they say we are violent. You can't respond to violence with roses. We cannot do that. If you want to fight, bring it on. You are ready. We will never provoke you. We will never cause any problem. But you must never think that when you bring violence to us, we will be scared like our ancestors. We are not our ancestors. We are a different generation. We are prepared to die for this continent. This is our continent. And there is no one. Gradually, slowly, we are taking what belongs to us. We want you to come to the party, because you are most likely to lose everything if you don't come to the party. We are reclaiming this country and this continent. They must know that political freedom started in the north. Economic freedom will start in the south and will educate the whole of African continent. And one day, Africa will have one president, one currency, one parliament, one executive, one judiciary, one military. Why do you call Botswana a country? Or Swaziland? And you want Botswana to go and sit with America on the same table as equals. Botswana will never be equal to America. In terms of military power, in terms of the currency strength, in terms of the economy, in terms of political influence, in terms of size, Botswana can never be referred to as a country like America. The only way we can talk as equals with America and China and the East and Europe is when we become a country as Africa. So we can be equal to them and we can negotiate as equals. Swaziland claims to be a country with so few people in Swaziland, and it pretends that it can negotiate on its own with the colonizer, England. It's not possible. So that's why they don't want unity of black people, because once we are united as a country and as a continent, as one, we'll have the power to tell United Kingdom, return the stolen gold of Kimberley, return the stolen gold of Zimbabwe and the beautiful diamonds of Zimbabwe, because they steal from this continent, and that's what makes United Kingdom more powerful. The Black Lives Matter depend on the unity of Africa. You can't say Black Lives Matter and say we can't unite the continent. You are wasting your time. So fighters, let us preach the unity of the continent. Let us preach the respect for a black skin. When you find a black security guard, salute that person, because that person is carrying alone the lives of not less than 10 black people. When you see a domestic worker, salute. When you go into a garage and you pour petrol, never leave a petrol attendant without a tip. I know you don't have money, but let us share the little we have. Whether you give him 10 rand, whether you give him 20 rand, give that petrol attendant a tip. Let's make it our culture to share with the needy, because Black life matters. Let us go into the restaurant. When you eat there, whether the waiter is a Zimbabwean or a Congolese or a Nigerian, is it a black skin? Yes. Even when I don't have anything, I will leave the 10%, because I know that after giving you this money, you are going to the tax rank and you are going to give it to someone who's going back home to Zimbabwe to go and give African children that money to have food. Because it is not okay for children of Zimbabwe to sleep with an empty stomach. If it's not right for your child, it's not right for all black children. So let's support one another. Stop killing our brothers and sisters. Herman Mashaba should know that his campaign on South Africa first is very dangerous, and it will land him in a big trouble, because if he was to be trusted with the responsibility tomorrow, he will need this continent. No country can survive in Africa in isolation. These countries need each other for us to be respected. You saw what the Chinese did in China, in Guangzhou, where they were ill-treating our people. And when you wanted to make noise in South Africa, I said, they do so because they saw you in Cape Town dragging Africans out of the church and going to throw them at an open field. You can't say China is treating your people bad when you can't treat your own very well. I don't need a praising hashtag. Let me die with my truth. Because the African leaders who died before us, they wanted exactly what we are asking for. We are following in the footsteps of those who came before us. If you are African, you know, Orlenzi, Labatba, Togofeching, Aletsil. Nkuruma wanted this. We must follow what he wanted. The unity of our people. We don't need American approval. We don't need white approval for us to unite as Africans. We need ourselves. These white people who are suffering from whiteness, they will only begin to respect you if the mind is liberated. Liberate the upstairs. Let us not spend too much time bashing white people. Let us spend too much time liberating the mind of an African child, because they are able to thrive because they've got the mind of Africans. Let's spend more time with our people. Stop spending too much time explaining yourself to white people. I used to attend press clubs, and I used to attend club dinner, going to address white people, and I realized, this is a waste of time. Let me go and talk to my people. Once my people have the attitude of the EFF, these ones will be forced to change their behavior, because you allow them. The way you walk, the way you behave yourself around them. Some of you even change the accent when they are around you because you want to sound like a better black. Some of you, they've turned you into their pet. Every time at the workplace they tell you you are not like them, and you believe that nonsense. You must ask them you refer to who? I'm not like my brothers and sisters. I'm exactly like that. It's just that today I'm wearing a stiletto, but come and find me in the township, I'm like them. There's nothing different between me and my brothers. There is no clever black, there is no stupid black. All of us are clever. If we had received the same opportunities like them, we were going to be actually better than them. So stop behaving like you are clever than your own. Stop behaving like you want to abandon your own to please them. If anything, white South Africans who are saying they are with us, please start learning our languages. Stop telling us, I'm not like them, I'm not like them. We'll see you through action. If you're not like them and you're not racist, why didn't you go to the township since you were born? You are staying here in Pretoria and you claim not to be racist, but you don't know where Mamelodi is. Because you think you are better than Mamelodi. But we come to you every day. We come and work for you. How can we visit you all the time, but you never visit us? You will never visit us because you think less of us. Let more white people go to the township, go and experience our pain, go and see our misery, to understand our anger. We are very angry, and we make no apology about it. We don't have anything. We have no reason not to be angry. Come to the township. Come and see that when we want to go to the toilet, we engage in a tourist program because the toilet is there. We are touring to the toilet. Let's see if you will survive that life. Go to Deep Slot. Go to Pale here. It's not far. Just ask your worker, today I'm going to drop you at home. When your worker asks you, I cannot come this weekend, we've got rituals at home, I'm coming. Why are you not attending our events? If you are with us and you want to understand our culture and how we work, stop pretending white liberals. If you are with us, go to where we stay. There's nothing wrong taking some time off to come and appreciate what we are going through. Start learning our languages. We know your languages. We know your idioms. We know everything about you. You know nothing about us, not even to greet. A person has been your friend. Now I've got a white friend. I've got a white friend. This person has given big birth to children after children. He can't speak. Maybe it's because of apartheid. Fair enough. But what is the excuse of these children? Because worse, these children are now going to schools with our children. Why are they not developing an interest to learn our languages? Let us push and make sure that these white minorities in South Africa, they must respect us. They must learn our languages. Every day, a white man says to you, no, I'm an African. Why do you say, I'm not African? I was born here. I was born here. But you don't know an African language. Shame on you. Because language is your identity. Identity is not you saying it. It's how you carry yourselves. If a music is going to play here and we start dancing, we can tell you this one is Zulu, this one is Shangaan, this one, by how they dance. They don't have to tell us, by how they carry themselves. Are you an African? You can't speak African language, yet you respect me. Let's even forget about dating. Because we must start dating each other proper. That's how we're going to infiltrate the wealth. Brothers and sisters, do the job. Target. Go and fetch the money. They've got our stuff there. You must bring home. We can't be suffering here. We've got people with money here. And the brothers, bring these people to the township. Go fetch the wealth there. Bring home. Please, let us use all types of method to force the unity of purpose in this country, South Africa. Then push it to the continent. I saw some few white sisters and black brothers, when we finish here, attack fighters, do the real stuff, change the numbers, and start calling each other and sending each other proper messages. Because it must start today. We are going to be one thing, we are going to get the land. So you must be in the forefront of taking this land through other means. So, comrades, in the EFF, let us continue to be safe. Let us not be opportunistic and want to use COVID-19 for political expediency. Restrict yourself. Even when alcohol has opened, you are not going to drown in alcohol. This is not time to buy alcohol. This is time to buy food. The future is not clear. June, July, August, we are going to start seeing bodies collapsing. The body bags are going to increase. We don't want to lose you. Don't listen to the ANC government. Don't listen to the president. Don't listen to the minister. Listen to the World Health Organization on how we can protect ourselves from COVID-19. We no longer have a president to listen to because he said it's in our hands. We have taken it. Now we listen to international bodies that are not inspired and informed by love for money. They opened alcohol, trauma units. In 1 week, they are flooded. We said don't open alcohol because the trauma units are empty now. The limited resources are being channeled to fight COVID-19. They wanted to open. Remember, when alcohol is closed, the Ruperts don't benefit with alcohol not being sold. But they also don't benefit when the trauma units are empty because the Ruperts own private hospitals. So they take money from alcohol, you stab each other, they take money from hospitals. That's why they forced him to open the economy. Be safe. Don't attend funerals if it's not a close family, because these things spread easily at gatherings. Don't attend church. Stay at home and pray alone. And you can play the loudest music of worshiping. God will still hear your prayers. Because these things spread easily in churches. We know what a church did in Free State. We know what a funeral did in the Eastern Cape. Stay away from public gatherings. This is not a dream. This is not a propaganda. This illness is real. It's going to wipe you, black people, because you don't have the best medical facilities. Steve Biko Hospital, Loru Fite, it will be a miracle. Stop doing up and downs when it is unnecessary. Go only out for essentials. We are here today. We went out today because black life is essential. That's why we left our homes to come here and say enough is enough. You must respect the life of a black child. So today, when we leave here, we are going back home. We are not going to be gallivanting. But before we go home, SG, we are going to play music here of the EFF and mingle around here for the next 1 hour. Yeah. So that we make noise for these ones. Because they didn't hear what George Floyd said when he said, I can't breathe. You didn't hear him when he said he can't breathe. George Floyd is going to breathe through the speakers today. You will hear George Floyd today. You will hear all the lives of black people who have killed in America and all over the world. Today, you are going to hear those voices. Send message back home. We are not scared of Trump. We are not scared of America. We are not scared of death because we are dead already. There is nothing that is deserving of life amongst black people. This is not life. That's why even you can't live this life we live. We are dead already. So you must know that we are not scared of America. We are not scared of imperialism. We will fight imperialism everywhere in the world until the working class emerge and dictate on how the commanding heights of the economy must be distributed amongst our people. America is Cuba. It is our friend. We thank the Cuban doctors who are all over the world to save life, whereas America is taking life. Cuba is the future. When they say to you, what type of a country do you want to become? We want to become like Cuba and spread love all over the world and spread life all over the world. We don't want to be like killers. We don't want to be like America that doesn't respect black life. It took you days to arrest your own who have killed one of our own. We know that you don't arrest your own. That's why the police who killed Floyd, it took forever for you to arrest them. If black people did not rise in America and all over the world, those white policemen were not going to be arrested because they do not arrest their own, especially if they've taken a life of a black person. We must love ourselves, fighters. Let's not be shaken. We will organize the ground once this COVID-19 is over, and we are going to take this government. This government we are going to take from adopted child of the Minel family and give it back to the black people. It is our country. It is our continent. We love black people. There is nothing wrong with being black. We are proud, and we will die next to each other in solidarity with our own, because the pain of black people in China, it is our pain. The pain of black people in USA, it is our pain. The pain of black people in France, it is our pain. The pain of Zimbabweans, it is our pain, because we are black and we love ourselves. Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Down with imperialist America, down! Down with imperialist America, down! Down with Donald Trump, down! Down with Donald Trump, down! Amanda!